So, dear Dharma friends, when we observe the very mechanism of life, what we can recognize, even though these things exist itself separately, and it all depending on something else, So it is the very nature of our life. Even though you feel this entire body as one, those deeper in this body, this whole package inside, depending each and every organ separately. And each and every cell in your body interconnecting, even though it has its own behavior, it interdepending and communicating with each other. So the same behavior around this entire world also. This whole entire planetary system, this entire universe, the same. So the very existence means that we take this entire system as one, we experience in this very moment, the entire system, the whatever happened in the past to this moment, we accumulated that everything and we experience it as one. So that is that experience itself allow you to believe or rebuild on that experience. You rebuild, you going to be like this. So you was like this, and then you start to build, you going to become like that. So this itself is our samsara. This itself, this building pattern itself called the bhava, existence. But deeply, when you go to the depth of any incident, any moment, that each and everything happens separately, but we cannot sometimes we cannot experience that one thing separately, independently. To experience something, we need to add some more things from outside. It seems like, as example, you want to drink cup of tea or coffee. Just look itself. Can you experience the coffee itself? What you mean by drinking coffee? You're not going to eat the coffee beans. You grind it, and maybe then you use the coffee machine with the water, and then you maybe boil it, and then you add milk, and you add sugar, and then you say, I'm having coffee. But that entire package, if you separate, what will happen? There is no that experience. But when we having coffee, in your mind, are you aware about that each and every thing separately? No. We always take this entire package as one entity. So then when it comes to its very life, in this very moment, look yourself. From birth to now, whatever the experience, whatever happened, whatever the things went in your life up and down, that everything as together mold sculpt you in this very moment as who you are. So whatever happened in that very moment, why you didn't drop it there? How you interconnected that 10 years ago, whatever happened, and the moment by moment, that incident, and today, what is the interconnection? What is the link in between this whole timeline? And not only that, because of that, you collected this everything, and now you representing yourself as this is I am. And what will happen? That representation itself create a future. I going to be like this. And not only about you, when you have this experience within yourself, what will happen? That everyone around us, we included to that. So this pattern itself is the very nature of the existence. This is what this this network itself called existence. But in this, if in any moment means you have to be only in the present moment. You can do it in only in the present moment. If you drop that entire system or the pattern or the memory, and if you become completely free from that all, whatever happened, or even according to that, whatever going to happen, if you become free from that all, in that very moment, you come out of the existence. So the existence means whatever happened in the past, you collected as memory, and you represent that memory as you. See that it happens so fast. And with your everyone, husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters, and this everybody, you collected that entire memory, and when you look at that person, you look through that entire package, but that is not real. The person you married that day, maybe 20 years back, that day, and in the wedding ceremony day, that whatever the things happen, and then, so still you, when you see that person today, somehow that memory effect, this is my husband, this is my wife, so whatever that memory from that day, whatever you collected, it is with you. And your children, if you are a mother, once the very day you pregnant or before you pregnant and the baby came to you, and so from that moment to today, even your child is now 50 years old, as parents, when you look at the child, this is my child, when you say that, in that word, in your mind, you experience that entire history as a one moment. And even the brothers, sisters, friends, or the partners, or when the child say, this is my parents, from childhood to now, whatever happened to that child, and has an ability to come to a one point in that very moment, the entire history you experience as one, that is your existence. But it is not real. It is just happening only in the mind. Because whatever 10 years or 20 years back, whatever you met that person, or the child or the parents, or anymore, that person in this very moment, not that person. In this very moment, in your body, head to toes, your entire nerve system, your blood system, your muscles, bone, everything happen in different ways. As you know, this every 10 years, this entire, the body renew, refresh, become new person. And the mind, the consciousness, the same. So it's not the same person going to experience. The same if the same person going to experience, and you buy something and you no need the return policy. Why we have the return policy? Because what we like, our interest, or whatever our decisions can change. So that's why people go with the return policy. And so things can change. So in case things change, so what is that change mean? How from where it come? So because it come, we dealing with the past, and then we dealing with the unseen future. So in between this, the point that wherever you are, which we call the present moment, and we missing. So through meditation, when you are able to slowly get into that, there is not the present moment, it called the place exist. No, because the very nature of the present moment by moment you change, because there is no unchanged consciousness. Remember that. There is no fixed solid consciousness. The very nature of the awareness, once you get into the awareness, you recognize in that awareness also moment by moment change. And that is where you not get into solid moment. Or once you experience it within yourself, that when other people change, and when other things change, and you recognize, the very nature we inbuilt with the change, you recognize it, then you not become worry. Look at the human world, look at ourselves. Mostly we get worry, unhappy because of the people around us, they change. Then you get hurt. It is an unnecessary hurt. So it is not worth. If you get hurt because of the other people's change, if you get hurt because of the other things change, it is unnecessary change, the hurt. Why? Because this everything inbuilt came with the change. It's in the change inherent inside it. So then yourself, why we cannot get it? Why we cannot understand? Because we have a habit to understand everything as a package. So then slowly, little by little, when you observe, and you have to go slow and separate and recognize each one separately, and recognize its behavior, and recognize this behavior, and then slowly when it happens, you can recognize. That's why with the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, we separately recognize its behavior, and then once we come to complete this, all the six senses, and there is a understanding arise how this all six things come together, things can arise. So through the vipassana, we go into that bottom line. But getting to that bottom line, slowly, little by little, we have to step by step move forward. And the very first thing, when you get into this meditation, what is happening? It rescues your mind from ideas. Because the ideas always is something that detach from us reality. Ideas will never take you to truth. Truth cannot come as ideas. Just try to understand it. Ideas always come as a part of imagination. And ideas always exist in the future. In the present moment, you cannot have idea. Regarding the past, you cannot have an idea because it already happened. You cannot just give an idea regarding the past unless you just recognize the bottom line. It only ideas exist regarding the future. See that with something didn't happen and regarding that didn't happen, so that's why we are like that the cows that looking for new grasses, and we just follow the ideas. And then from childhood to elders, and the society feed us ideas. And the schooling system and the universities and everybody, ideas. And sometimes even they don't know from where it come and why it is came. And even look at the Buddhism or the other religions and the Tripitaka, the sutras. The sutra itself, it is there. And it's already that explained what it is. But sometimes people come with ideas. And then the followers go with the ideas, and then they're missing the truth. So when it comes to clear recognition, there's no ideas. So ideas in conventional life, it is okay, but it is very limited. Remember that. It's like for children, it's like candy when you have ideas. But truth, when it comes to truth and the recognition, the experience, direct contact with the truth, the very first thing that you have to drop the ideas. So if you look for the truth, remember, ideas is kind of like a poison. And so that's why through the precepts, just look through the precepts. When you start to practice the precepts, the very first thing it does deeply, it rescues your mind from ideas. That is a fundamental human ethics that in the ancient time to develop the culture. The culture means that it brings the truth from generation to generation. And it rescues the truth. But how the culture killed? The culture killed by the ideas. When the ideas mix into the culture, that's mean because the idea itself come out of the truth. So the culture mean itself inherent the truth, protect the truth. So when the ideas come and take the culture, what is happening? The truth die. But if the idea, the culture becomes strong, that's mean the truth line, truth extreme is become strong. And when the ideas come, if the culture able to overtake the ideas, the truth exists. So the culture, the very meaning of the culture, not the today culture. Today culture, what happened? It killed by the ideas. So that's why the truth disappeared. Even we do certain thing, even we don't know why we do, then we say it is our culture. We don't know what it is. But the very meaning of the culture in the ancient time, the very idea of the culture is protect the truth. Why? Because the people's idea is very dangerous for the culture. But why it is? Because the ideas come out of the lack of understanding. So as example, when you have the clear understanding, there is no thoughts in that. There is no the ideas regarding it. When you feel, if you are hungry, it is not idea. When you eat, when you feel full, it is not any more idea. So same like the truth, when you experience to the bottom something, you don't need any ideas to understand it. But when we always conversation, when we trying to explain something, when we have the conversation, even ourselves, we think about us or think about the future, and then the ideas arise. So then remember yourself, when you sit, at least when you sit for meditation, forget about ideas. Just start to experience, and even don't allow that experience to bound you. And go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. And that way you will see, little by little, little by little, whatever you experience, that experience will take you to the depth, take you to the depth. And when it comes to the clear, direct experience, there's no ideas. But if you depending from ideas, or if you try to feed the ideas to somebody, remember, you destroy yourself, and you destroy the others. Because look at the world, when we go with the ideas, this is what we experience. That's why. Look at the world where we are today. We don't need any other examples. Just look at ourselves, our own life sometimes. Mostly, we had ideas regarding our life. We had ideas regarding our future. We had ideas regarding our marriage. We had ideas regarding our children. We had ideas regarding our business. We had ideas regarding our education. We had ideas regarding our politicians. We had ideas regarding our life. And even we have ideas regarding our wisdom, we have ideas regarding our intelligence, or we have ideas regarding our liberation, or the peace, or the nibbana. We're going to screw up ourselves in the future if we go with that idea. Same like you go back to the written policy. You will go back to your return line, and you will return all the spiritual patries and the religions and the Buddha statues and the temples and the monks and all the devotees and all the pujas. You will return everything back to, if you go with the ideas. So then remember, you will never find, but the experience, something is different. I'll give you a little example for this. So the image, the idea, so this image came as an idea. So this the Buddha statue is an image, it's an idea. And the real Buddha is something. So then just imagine yourself, the real Buddha is this pen. And the idea, you had the idea about the Buddha, and then you build this Buddha. So now real Buddha and the ideal Buddha, two different things. And So now you keep worshipping the ideal Buddha. And you get mad and you hit to the statue. What will happen? If you hit to the ideal Buddha and thinking I didn't attain to enlightenment and I didn't understand this Dharma, this is so difficult, and so you get mad, and because of many reasons sometimes you hit the Buddha statue. What will happen? You get damaged your hand. That's it. Nothing else will happen. And the statue will break down. If it is something, if it is stone, then your cement, you will get damage. It is very minor level of experience. You will, whatever the damage, you can put certain medicine and you can cure. That's it. And now get the real Buddha. The real Buddha, one day you meet. And now you experience that in front of you, the real Buddha. And you get so mad. This Dharma is so hard, it is difficult. And the same punch that you hit to the stone Buddha, you hit to the real Buddha. What will happen? In the sansaric journey, you will get into deeper, deeper, deeper darkness. Why? Because it is so powerful than the imagination. So the good things also the same. Now reverse the example. You are in front of the imagine Buddha and you offer something, just one flower or maybe just a handful of food or maybe just the one apple or one banana, one orange. You offer it to the imagine Buddha. And what will happen? You become just comfortable. That's it. You become comfortable. And as a result of that comfort, there are certain kind of the mental satisfaction arise, chittam punati iti punyam, and after that, according to that, and that you will get certain merits. But it is very shallow. The real Buddha comes in front of you. And you have only handful of rice. Or you have only one apple. Maybe half of the apple. Little piece of orange. And you offer it. What will happen? And that will transform you hell to heaven. So my point is here, imagination, the different imagination and reality. Remember that. So we're living in this imagination world. It is more comfortable for us. But that comfort is very shallow. It brings us very minor result. But if you get into the deeper level of the reality, real experience of the life, in that very moment, the effect or the result is huge. So then start little by little. This it may be from the beginning it is difficult to exercise, but little by little, when you are with your husband, wife, children, friends and families, start from there. Why? It is very comfortable zone for you. That's why I always take that. So another thing is, that is your world, that is your life, that they have the power to change your life, and you have power to change their life. And it is very matter the way you maintain with them. And otherwise, if you become the king or the queen, and if you are inside the family with your husband, wife, children, parents, brothers, sisters, if you are not happy, or if you are not the right person, then what the point? And you achieve to the highest level of this social life. So then start to exercise yourself with your husband, with your wife, with your children, friends and brothers, sisters, friends and family members. When you look at them, don't look at with that historical package that you carry inside you. In that very moment, get into the real experience in the present moment. And that moment, that whatever the experience, don't bring it to tomorrow, carry it to tomorrow. And don't try to communicate with people with ideas. And communicate with people fact, the reality. And then you will see your communication is so different, and you have to swim through the entire language vocabulary to find sometimes words, but to express ideas. You can write huge books and just ideas. It doesn't make any change in the world, but ourselves. The beauty of the sutras, beauty of the Buddha's sutras. If you look yourself very carefully and go to the history of the Buddha, any sutra is not an idea. It all conversations, direct conversations. That is why it has power still to change, and in the future, even anywhere, it's not going to become any idea. It is just a direct conversation and direct experience, direct perception. That is why it's so powerful. So if you have any direct conversation without any idea, that conversation going to become one of the beautiful experience in your life. So just try yourself. Don't tangle with the idea. Don't go with the idea. Don't feed to the ideas, and don't worship ideas, and don't give the ideas to others, and stay away from that, because that is what itself killed the truth. And so it is up to you. And the medicine and poison. So the medicine is the truth. The poison is the ideas. And so it is up to you which one you want. And it is up to you as a husband, wife, children, brothers, sisters, friends and family members. If you offer yourself, what you going to offer? Truth or the poison? So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbidyo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi diga yuko bhava. එත්තාවතාච අම්මේ සම්පදම් පුඤ්ඤ සම්පදං සබ්බේ දේවානුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා සබ්බේ භූතානුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා සබ්බේ සත්තානුමෝදන්තු සබ්බ සම්පත්ති සිද්ධියා ඉදම්මේ පුඤ්ඤ කම්මං ආසවක්ඛයාවහං හෝතු සබ්බ දුක්ඛා පමුච්චතු. Bless you.